From the News Talk STL studios in St. Louis, it's the Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter. On tonight's episode, we get buzzed with Chris LeMay, director of the National Electric Football Museum. We keep our Missouri politicians honest with Byron Keelin of Freedom Principle, Missouri, and the Right Mind Studio Band, Mitch Murphy and the Murphy Tones. Now putting the fun in your dysfunctional world, here's your host, Todd Showalter.
Wow, I am so chill. Can you tell how laid back I am today? It's kind of, I feel like an NPR announcer. Can you just tell? Can you feel the vibe coming out of me that I'm so calm and collected today?
You had me picturing one of those girls that shows up late to her yoga class where she's got her rolled up little yoga mat in her right arm because she wants to be chill and centered. And then in her left arm, she's got the biggest sugary Starbucks drink you ever seen in the other. I know. It's conflicting.
It is. They just battle one another, boing, 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 all over the place. So I decided I was going to try to be a little more chill today because, I think, here's the thing. I love my coffee. I do. I love my coffee. It's kind of like those people that smoke, they always have a cigarette. I think I always have to have my coffee. But, sometimes it makes you a little jittery. So I thought, today's show, I'm just going to lay off the coffee a little bit. Because I went and I got some anyway. But I just thought I'd start out a little chill and slow.
Yeah, whenever I'm thinking about yoga class, you're also doing a lot of downward dog. And the coffee is really going to activate the diarrhea gland.
It does.
And right then and there, you could be kicked out of class, especially if you're doing the sweaty yoga.
Oh, yeah.
Or the rapey yoga. They call that one Bikram. When you join a cult, you join a cult and become part of a harem. Those yoga classes I did not like.
Well, the thing that's neat about yoga, now that you brought up that topic, I actually did a yoga class one time. It was like a Groupon type of thing, and I had not tried this yoga stuff before. It was all the rage. But you do all these stretches, and they say all these women in these yoga pants, but a lot of women that wear yoga pants really shouldn't wear yoga pants. I'm still chill. Anyway, the funniest thing about my yoga experience is that you do a lot of stretching and a lot of pulling, and one woman in her yoga pants farted right there in the middle of yoga, and nobody acted like it was any big deal. Now me, this being my first time, I didn't want anybody to think it was me, and so I just loudly said right in the middle of my dippity-doo dog or whatever they call it, that was not me who just farted, okay? And then everybody noticed, and now it's a big to-do, literally smell and sound, audio, so everything. It's the big thing. And apparently I caused a commotion. I got embarrassed. No, I don't. I never get embarrassed. And I've never gone back to yoga since because I didn't realize the women farted when you yogaed. You yoged.
The happy baby pose, that's one that'll definitely open up the fart gland as well. Happy baby is when you lay on your back and then you spread eagle and then you shove the heels of your feet into your cooter.
Oh, yeah.
And then oh, man.
That's how I sleep.
There's a two to come in. You see, speaking of Groupon, I've had some bad experiences with Groupon.
Do tell.
They have these boudoir photos.
Oh, yeah.
That's
sexy.
Where a guy who's not good enough to charge full price will say, for about almost free, I'll take naked pictures of your wife for you.
Right.
And then you buy that gift for your wife, and you think, well, at the end of this, I'm going to get some nudie photos of her. And they'll be all mine. And then what happens is the guy who charges almost nothing, he's got a website on the side where he puts the photos up for purchase.
Oh, that's right. I think I bought a few.
Yeah, they end up on Only Feet and stuff like that.
Karen Drewley, our actress friend. You like how chill this is? Mm-hmm. Our actress, she does that. I guess Dave doesn't know that our pictures are all for sale somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean
another Groupon scam. Larry Connors warns about this all the time.
I'm making the soup.
If you want to have someone come in and clean your vents, they'll come by and they'll shove a vacuum hose in there and they'll be like, and you also need all this charcoal, and then we got to have a robot go down there, and it's like $2,000 a vent. And you're like, no.
Larry does this?
No, well, he warns people not to get scammed by these vent people.
Yeah.
Don't go buying these vent cleaning scams on Groupon. It's not going to be good. They're just going to try and upsell you, and then you got a weirdo in your living room saying, for like $10,000, we can make it so you never sneeze again.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Well,
Right.
I kind of get off on sneezing a little bit. You ever look up into the sun on purpose and get a little sneeze off?
Well, you can only look for a second because you feel like you're cheating your eyesight. Like, look, I didn't really go blind. Do you like I'm noticing, speaking of blind, this has nothing to do with it, but today, with this weather pattern that we don't typically talk about because somebody could be listening to a rerun in December, but right now, it's rather moist outside. It's humid and moist. In fact, it's severely humid and severely moist. Now, apparently, apparently you're not supposed to say the word moist because a lot of people have some type of reaction to that word. They hate it. Is that a word that you can't stand?
I think this is just a thing people repeat. There's no actual victims. No one actually is scared of the moist word.
Yeah.
But I do hear people repeat this lie over and over. So I'd like to meet someone who is actually offended by this word. It's just language, baby.
It is language.
I don't even know why the FCC exists. Who cares about a little curse word, you know?
Yeah.
It's how you use it, as Chris Rock would say. It's not the word. It's how you use it.
So wait a minute. So you can actually use the word moist in an abusing fashion? Like, I'm going to moist you? Is something like that? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, or like in Chris Rock's example, he says, go the F to church, and he says the F word.
Really? That's all
and
he ever
really,
does. Yeah.
you know, that's not offensive to say.
Really? Well, I think it kind of is. I mean, if I'm going to go the moist to church, that just doesn't make sense.
Well, they got the water in the little bird fountain right there when you walk in. You're supposed to touch your head, your heart, your spectacles, your testicles, your wallet, and watch.
Is that what you do?
I get moist before I walk into church all the time. At least in the Lutheran ones, they got the little bird bath when you walk in.
Wow. I didn't think about that. So the fact that it's humid and moist right now is really a religious experience.
I think so. That's why people go onto these tents with the Native Americans, and they drink the ayahuascas, and they have these
ayahuasca,
and they trip balls. You know, it's
trip
like
balls.
It's a pleasure cruise. You
That
get a
is
little
pleasure.
moist in one of these. What is that called? One of these tents.
A moist yoga tent where women are farting.
Something like that. I'll have to look that up later, and then I'll yell it in the middle of your sentence in a couple seconds.
Betcha you will. You know my Indian name to the kids when I eventually have grandchildren, which will probably be never. But my grandfather name is going to be Chief, and my wife, who I can't bring up on the show, but I just did, she is going to be Squaw, who I've been warned that if I ever say that again, she's going to cut my tongue out and swallow it. So that, which is kind of an Indian thing to do if you want to. I think they used to
Sweat lodge.
Yeah, sweat lodge. That's what it was, and that's what made you moist.
Yeah, the sweat lodge.
Gotcha. Okay.
It really tied together the whole.
It all came
thing,
together.
yeah.
It kind of did. You know what? Have you ever felt like an outsider? I mean, sometimes I kind of. People think I'm a real crazy extrovert when I'm really an introvert, but I'm kind of feeling like an outsider, but I guess it's kind of a good way because I am so sick of this whole Epstein thing. Yeah, I'm really talking chill today. Isn't this nice? This whole Epstein thing. I mean, it's over here. It's a huge distraction, by the way. I mean, all this other stuff going on, and all of a sudden now we're all hooked on the Epstein deal. But, I think... And I'm just speaking for you. I think you and I are the only people that were not on this Epstein list. Because I think apparently everybody was on this list. It's like everybody got invited to a party. Not that I'd ever want to go because you're a bunch of perverts. But the thing is, it just seems like everybody was on this list. Everybody got to fly in this airplane, and we didn't. I mean, I know that says that, yeah, Joey and I were upstanding people. We were not pervs, okay? But, I mean, do you find it crazy that we're the only people that are not on this list?
We weren't invited once again to another happening party.
I mean, I kind of do want to know, I mean, to an extent. But it's one of those things like, it's total gossipy type crap, because it's like, what good is this going to do us? Just to find out. And a bunch of these perverts that are apparently on it, I mean, we already knew that they were perverts. And it's like the Joe Biden thing. We're going to release all this stuff about, we got these bombshells about how stupid he was. No, we already knew that. And it's kind of like this Epstein thing. We all knew they were perverts, and you're raising your hand like a good soldier over there. What did you want to say?
These are rich people going to the islands,
Yeah.
right? And we know for a fact rich people cannot travel without their pets. So we've got to find out if maybe some of these pets will squeal and tattle on their owners.
That's a good point.
Most of them are going to be microchipped.
Yeah.
And you can track the microchips within the database of whatever it's called, the APA or something, the American Pet Owners Association.
Right.
Yeah.
The Humane Society.
The Humane Society. You get your chip scanner,
Society.
and you see where this dog has been. And if it says Epstein Island when it lights up, then they got to go to... at least a kennel for a little bit.
Why not?
Bad dog.
Boy, that reminds me of another little nugget here. I was telling you a while ago what happened to me in the shower yesterday. I mean, and this wasn't anything pleasurable. I was all by myself, at least I thought I was.
Do you have a shower radio?
No,
okay, because some people listen to Vic when they're in the shower.
I don't. I try not to listen or think of Vic when I'm in the shower.
Okay.
But when I'm taking a shower and I'm cooling off from my run because it was quite moist outside and I was just drenched in sweat, and I'm just trying to relax and try to cool off a little bit. When all of a sudden it sounds like all hockey sticks. Hell is breaking loose in my home. Things are crashing. I can hear this stuff in the shower, okay? Now, I know my wife's not home, okay? And I figured, well, what could this be? It's not Ed the cat, because Ed doesn't do anything except lay there. And so I get out of the shower, and I'm dripping wet, and I peek my head out the door, not knowing if I'm in a dangerous situation. And sure enough, everything's crashing downstairs. And I go, well, this isn't good. I did take the shampoo out of my hair because I didn't want to run around, and try to be in combat mode with shampoo in my hair. So I get out of the shower, waiting to be assaulted by God knows what. And guess what? Blake decided to surprise me and show up.
Your son Blake?
My son Blake with Juice the dog, unbeknownst to me. Okay, I mean, this is like what, a Wednesday?
Juice is a rowdy one, yeah.
He is a rowdy guy that has destroyed. I didn't know he was coming home. I didn't know Juice was with him. Can you imagine taking a calm shower, trying to wash all the moist off of you when everything is crashing in your house, and then you open the door and a giant animal just lunges on you while you're naked with shampoo in your hair? It was quite a startling experience.
It's your most vulnerable, naked and blind, because the shampoo's running into your eyes. And then all you see is a black figure, and not to be racist, but that's what color Juice is, and he's named after O.J. Simpson.
Exactly.
So you see a black figure that someone's saying, Juice is loose, and you're like, O.J.'s back from the dead.
And he's attacking me in the nude.
Is this a tie-in for the new Naked Gun reboot movie that O.J. Simpson has a brief cameo in? It might be.
Is he back in that?
He is. There's a photo of him. His son, O.J.'s son, is in the movie.
Oh, okay. In the meantime, I'm Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy, Joey V. This is this is The Right Mind Show. We'll be right back.
Coming up next on The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter, Byron Keelin of Missouri82Alliance.com. Welcome back to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter on News Talk STL. And now a man who isn't a cross-dresser, but he does live in a state with a beautiful boot heel. Todd Showalter.
Well, hello there. And we're back. I'm Todd Showalter, along with my bestest buddy, Joey V, on The Right Mind Show. And with us now is Byron Keelin. We always joke that you have the best flat top in the world, but hey, you got more than that, don't you, buddy? Because you like politics, you know politics, and you're going to share some Missouri politics. What's been going on lately, buddy?
Well, what's been going on is that the governor has been signing bills left and right. Some of them good, some of them bad. The big one is the stadium bill, which we saw that Kansas City the Chiefs and the Royals didn't really care for it. So, they're like, well, you could have done more. And then they went back to the Kansas City or Kansas area legislature and said, hey, can you give us a deadline on this? And so we basically passed a bill that we didn't need to pass. I got a feeling that the Chiefs and the Royals have already made up their mind that they're going to the Kansas side. So, we may have just put everybody through an unconstitutional bill for no reason.
Yeah, and I don't like that. The whole thing just doesn't smell right to me. I mean, you've got all these other issues out there that needed to be tackled, and then so you have a couple of sports teams. I'm sorry, I mean, they're sports teams. They bring in revenue and things like that, which is great. But football 8 times a year, and so you're held hostage by a couple of these billionaires that want you to build them a stadium, and in the meantime, you're all these other important issues in Missouri are being sacrificed for this. And I got to tell you, the big one, I've heard from some sources that the Kansas City Royals are moving to Nashville. I don't know if they know that, but I mean that's out there on the table too. So I don't know how much homework they've done, but they pass all this stuff and they leave us Missouri, the taxpayers, in the lurch. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, and the issue here is that even if they do stay, the issue is that the way the bill was written is that they would have to pay back the money if they leave to go to a different city, and the question is that that's not really a good thing, because the simple fact that if they do leave after 4 years because we refuse to build another stadium for them, is that we're left with a big concrete structure with nothing there. There's not enough Taylor Swift concerts to fill that amount of wealth.
Yeah.
So the issue here is that the NFL brought in $24 billion last year.
Mm-hmm.
They could, and they're actually a non-profit. They're a trade association, so
Yeah.
they don't actually have to pay federal taxes and things, and they're exempt from antitrust procedures and things, and so they could actually form their own bank and actually make more money by allowing teams to, lend from themselves and build their own stadiums. But they feel that, we're giving the fans something. And really, to tell you the truth, football has become so woke that I really, it's become an unwatchable sport, not to mention the fact that they're watering it down so much that pretty soon it's going to be flag football.
Right. Oh, no, I agree. Yeah. Well, not only that, you look at this whole thing, and again, I don't want to stick on the stadium issue, but it's terrible that it's gone the way that it has. But you look at like the New York Jets and the New York Giants, they play in New Jersey in the Meadowlands across the river. Okay, so I mean, they're not even in New York. So if you've got the Chiefs, I say go ahead and go. Just go. Who cares? I mean, Royals, I don't think they're going to be there anyway. But I mean, I just say good riddance. We don't need you, because doesn't that say something when you're going to suck up and you're going to like give our tax? It's like it's almost like if somebody's going to try to break up with you in that kind of way, just let them go. It's not even worth it, and it's embarrassing at the sake of our tax dollars. I mean, so if they do actually go over to Kansas, I mean, are we going to recoup? I mean, how's that going to work? I mean, I assume like you said, we're not going to have a big empty building in the middle of Kansas City. What's going to happen then?
Yeah, I think if they go over to Kansas, they're going just across the river. So it would be the equivalent to the Cardinals going to East St. Louis. Now we would lose that, downtown pride a little bit. But I mean, the fact is that the Chiefs and Royals don't even play at downtown Kansas City. It's out from the, so it's not like the Kansas City Power and Light District is benefiting from the Chiefs and Royals playing like the Cardinals do with or like Ballpark Village does with the Cardinals and things. And so, I say just let them go. They're not worth it. We haven't really suffered that much with the Rams being gone. So I think, we shouldn't be spending taxpayer money on that kind of thing. I would rather that they have, I'd rather they just not spend the money at all. I'd rather they cut the budget and give money back. Should be. So, that's the issue with that too.
Yeah. And I agree with you. And I think people ought to point out when it gets to this, push comes to pull, that, hey, I don't know if they realize it or not, but, they've started a professional pickleball league. I mean, I think that's going to blow everybody out of the water. Nobody's going to want to watch football anymore.
Well, that, and you've got the professional cornhole, so therefore, you've got two things that can fill a stadium.
There you go, and that's I didn't think about that. No, it really is quite crazy. And the thing is, you look at even what happened with the Rams. I mean, our whole state has been put through so much with the NFL, and I say just take it, like you said, just go. And when it comes to the Royals, I can tell you the last thing I remember about the Royals was George Brett, like back in the Civil War years. So I mean, I don't know anything about them, but I mean, just go. I mean, let us focus on things that we need here. What else is going on in Missouri that you want to point out? Because again, there are a lot of things that I'm not too happy about with the governor, as far as not really following through on some things that we thought he was. Are there anything else? Are there any other issues similar to that?
Yeah, I mean, this property tax issue, that was part of this stadium deal, which was also unconstitutional. The fact is that their hope was that the governor would call a special session to do a property tax, to deal with property taxes, but apparently he's not going to do that, in September. So, that's once again, the homeowners in Missouri are getting screwed over,
right.
The taxpayers. And, like my property taxes went up almost 30%.
I know.
In
Mine
my house.
Too.
And I haven't done anything in my house for 2 years. So, and I live in a subdivision where the homes are in the 1950s. So you tell me how it goes up 30% just without looking at it and stuff. And so, this is the kind of nonsense that really makes people angry. And yet we bury our head in the sand when it comes to talking about these issues. Or, we're all, bloviating and beating our chest and say we need to do something. And then when you get a chance to do something, and take a leadership role, you punt on it. And so it's disappointing in that nature, and that we're going to have to wait until the legislative session to try to do something. And then, of course, you've got initiative petition reform coming up. You've got income tax, trying to get rid of the income taxes coming up. Mm-hmm. You've got a budget that's bloated and out of control. So, you've got a lot of high priority issues. And so I got a feeling that nothing is going to get done next session. And that's disappointing. And not to mention, we've got Amendment 3, which is the amendment to restrict abortion and reinstate some of the medical standards that the previous Amendment 3 took out. So that's going to, that's facing a court challenge right now. And that's, hopefully we'll win on that and then get voters to approve that in November of next year. And then we can go back to being more of a pro-life state than we are right now.
Yeah, and like you said before, a lot of it's just really disappointing. I mean, because we have reps that come on the show. Cecily Williams was on last week. We had Jamie Gregg down in Springfield that comes on. And a lot of them, I mean, they really they want to push these issues that we're interested in. I mean, you spoke about the income tax, the property tax. I mean, we were talking last week about they want them eliminated. Or Cecily wants them eliminated, as do I. And I think that would be a boon for the economy because more people would want to move here. But it just seems, I don't know, and I don't know the full picture, and we don't know what's going to happen down the road because it's only been 6 months or so. But it just seems that a lot of promises have already broken pretty early on. And I certainly hope that's not a trend that's going to be for the rest of Keogh's term. Well, I tell you what, we're down to the end here, my friend. But how can people tell us about your alliance? I mean, if people want to check it out or get involved, how can they do that?
Sure. Yeah, they can go to Missouri82alliance.com, and we actually just put out a new video, and so they can watch the new video and learn about it. But what we're trying to do is we need people to sign up on a monthly basis here, $30 or $1 a day. Which is cheap, is going to help make and transform Missouri's politics. If you want to elect more conservatives in the August primaries, go to Missouri82alliance.com and sign up and support us. It's cheaper than a quick trip, a small quick trip cup of coffee. Mm-hmm. And it's going to help us, buy ads and things like that for these candidates that we're supporting and around the state. And it's a unique, opportunity here. We're targeting 20 districts that are that have a C or less when it comes to their conservative rating. So if we can actually get more conservatives in there, we're flipping a seat in the House of Representatives, and that means that we can actually start cutting the budget. We can start getting holding DESE accountable, and we can start do things like initiative petition reform. So it's Missouri82alliance.com.
Missouri82alliance.com. Okay, my friend, we'll have people check that out, and I will as well. I've been there actually on it several times myself, but thank you for joining us. It's always insightful, and I'll look forward to the next time.
Yep, I appreciate it, Todd. Thank you.
All right. Take care, Byron. Bye-bye.
Uh-huh.
Byron Keelin, I got to tell you, a lot of these people, it's just broken promises, my friend. That's what it is. You've got to stop the broken promises, don't you think?
I think that 100%. And going back to this stadium thing and the funding that we're giving to the Chiefs and the Royals to just mess around with our feelings and then maybe move anyway, I'm saying Major League Baseball specifically keeps saying that they are the world champions. They keep crowning the world champions. You know who plays in the World Series?
The world? What now? The Royals or the what?
Do you know who plays in the World Series?
It's not
America and Canada.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So we need to send these Royals all the way to London. They can be the London Royals, where their name actually makes sense. And then they'll probably win a lot of games just by other teams not showing up. They'll be waiting. And they'll say, well, where's the Cardinals at? They didn't show up on time. They win by default. They become the world champions.
Oh, so you have a little strategy for actually winning games based on the time difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that by being in London with that huge time difference, the other teams, there's no way that they can make it to the game on time. The Royals now, who are the London Royals, win by default, and they become the World Series champion. Is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying, and there's precedence because Major League Baseball has played games in London.
Yeah.
I think the first one was in 2019.
Yeah.
They had the Red Sox and the Yankees play there.
Yeah.
So it's not crazy. I know they have a stadium somewhere. It's probably on a cricket field.
Yeah, right. And a cricket, I mean, Right. Yeah, I see. I like your idea. You know what you ought to do? You should be the next commissioner of baseball.
Thank you. Yeah, get rid of them. I don't care about the Royals.
Speaking of baseball, we're getting away from baseball because we're getting to something really hot right now. Guess what? We've got our next guest, Chris LeMay. I don't know about you, my friend, but when I grew up, there are two things that you know. Well, you know about my bubble hockey passion. I love bubble hockey. I was so excited to visit the mansion you invited me to, so we were going to play bubble hockey. I get all the way out there, and you say, "Whoop, it's broken." Anyway, I got over that. But my other passion, growing up, even to this day, I still love it, was electric football. And electric football, I don't know, it's not like Madden or anything like that. You used to, you electrocuted these little players. You turn on the buzzer, and they go, and they would all fly around and stuff. And that was it. It was like, this is a real life experience. At least it was for us when we were small. I didn't realize that people my age, all over the board, they're still doing this. They have leagues, they have associations, and they even have a museum. They have the national, not local, not regional, the National Electric Football Museum, and we have the head guy coming up next. His name is Chris LeMay. Isn't that exciting?
Is this something you think only men are into? You think there's any woman who's ever been into electric football?
Because it's sexist if it's not. I don't know any women that do it, but we're going to call him when we get back, and we're going to do a lot more when we come back because Mitch has a special number he's prepared for us. I have no idea what it is, but he's done nothing in the last month or so I sure hope it's good. In the meantime, I'm Todd Showalter along with my bestest buddy Joey V. This is The Right Mind Show. We'll be right back.
Coming up next on The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter, Chris LeMay, director of the National Electric Football Museum. Welcome back to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter on News Talk STL. And now a man who doesn't do drugs, but isn't afraid to take an 8-ball and put it in the corner pocket. Todd Showalter.
And we're back. I'm Todd Showalter along with my bestest buddy, Joey B. Mitch in the background. And on the line now, as I just said, Joey, I mean, this guy is not just a regular electric football player. He is the director of the National Electric Football Museum, Chris LeMay. How are you, Chris?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I was just saying earlier that I grew up playing this game. And for a lot of people, I mean, as things moved along and I had kids and whatnot, I mean, you had like Madden that came in and they had all the video games and all that stuff. And I thought electric football, I loved it so much, it's just kind of it's going to go by the wayside. And I was somehow on Facebook, something popped up about a group of electric football players, are people that play the game. I was so intrigued, I joined the group, and they actually let me in. And there are people all over the country that are still playing electric football, and you have your own electric football museum. I don't know where to start. Now tell us, I started out as a kid. I mean, explain to everybody that doesn't quite understand electric football what it is. I tried to explain it to you. You have these players, and you turn on the switch, and they buzz around and stuff like that. But you're the pro. Tell us how this works.
Okay. Well, you have a game board that it's an electromagnetic motor underneath it that vibrates the game board, and typically they're a metal game board. And then the players are mounted on a base that has prongs under it that are, depending on how you manipulate the prongs, makes the players move forward,
right,
or backward, or whatever, make them move. So I mean, that was the whole idea of it.
Well, somebody was saying you can almost compare it to chess, okay? Because you got to set up your players in different formations, and then you turn on the buzzer and all hell breaks loose, and you hope your guy gets into the end zone. I mean, but to me, growing up, I mean, this was it. It was about as realistic to the game as you can get. There was a company called they're still out there, I guess, Tudor Games, I believe, and I tell you, I collected. I had the entire league, NFL, home and away jerseys for every team. I would collect these things. I couldn't wait for my little envelope to show up. I used to send them cash as like a 10-year-old, whatnot. But I mean, has this just been going on and it never went away, or has there been a resurgence in it?
Yeah, I mean, it's never actually gone away. There were a couple of years in the early 90s that it wasn't being produced by anybody.
As far as manufactured?
Yeah, as far as being manufactured.
Right. Okay.
But other than that, other than those couple of years, it's been going ever since 1949, and we're looking at 75 years now.
Yeah, when you have, thousands of people. To me, I got to tell you,
yeah.
I don't know about you. I thought, wow, it's just me and maybe a couple other guys out there. And, as time went on, I said, I sure do. And I got to tell you, my wife thinks I'm crazy. I have like 3 boards. I still have them. I got all the, one of my biggest things, I kept these things in mint condition, right? And so I saved them for my 2 boys, right? And now you got Madden coming out. Well, they're using my guys as like army men. So you got like, the Cleveland Browns fighting against the Dallas Cowboys and then breaking arms. I was so distraught. But these little figurines, that's another big deal. People meticulously paint these things to look like real players. And it's almost like a collector's type of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it has definitely become a collector's thing. Now, the detailed players, there's guys that they spend several $100s on putting together teams with these. The players are 3D printed now.
3D printed? Okay, is that how they do it? Okay. Yeah.
That's how they get all the detail into them because they're 3D printing them now. There's like 4 or 5 companies that actually 3D print the figures.
And don't you think, you look at like the Madden stuff and everything, because again, we all play I play. Do you play Madden, by the way? Because, that's like, you've got the videos, like you're actually watching the game on television, but there's something about actually picking these players up. And like you said, they're 3D, you're holding them and you're putting them together like chess pieces. And again, even to this day, as much as I ever tried, you turn that buzzer on and all of a sudden they fly all over the place. Now, they have these leagues. Okay. So are there guys out there that have been able to strategize how you do this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The bases now, they do what we call tweaking to them. In other words, we can give an individual player, we can make him stronger, we can make him faster, we can make him turn certain directions.
Yeah. Okay.
To where now you can actually set up your players and run actual football plays.
Wow. Okay. Now, do they still have the little quarterback that didn't look like a quarterback? Is the ball still a little like sponge type thing?
Yeah, you still have that. Now the quarterbacks have changed now to where they're like almost cannon arms and
so it's all evolved.
Spring loaded. Yeah, it's all evolved to higher technology. Yeah, the ball is still around. That's the only thing you use the ball for now is to pass.
I got you. Well, basically, again, it's like it was a part of my childhood that I thought just went away. But now, I see it. Like I said, this is like grown men, all over the country, maybe the world, that are playing this game. Yeah, do you know how maybe the oldest players you have are?
Well, I'm 68.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I still play.
All right. Now, who do you play with? Do you have kids?
No, I typically play solitaire. There's actually more people that actually play at solitaire than actually play in leagues or stuff.
I got you. Okay.
But I do play in leagues against older guys.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, as far as the oldest ones, there's guys that's in their 70s now that are still playing, have been playing for 25, 30 years or more.
Okay. Well, now you put together a museum. Okay. And that to me, if I'm ever in your area, I'm going to be knocking on your door because I don't know what kind of traffic you get for your museum. But what was this all about and what's in your museum?
Well, I worked in the museum industry for 15 years. I was a museum exhibit installer, fabricator.
Okay.
So I had a background in museums. And as far as my museum, it's actually in the bonus room of my house.
Okay.
So yeah, if you come, you're coming to my house.
All right. Well, that's okay. All right. We just got to make sure, we don't wake anybody up. I'll give you a phone call beforehand. Yeah.
Yeah. But what I have, I have a collection of the old vintage game boards, newer. I've got game boards from every era of the game.
Okay.
All the way from 1949 up to today, what they make today.
Okay.
So I've got, I've got like 200 game boards.
200. All right. I have 3 and my wife thinks I'm crazy. So you have the different players and all that stuff too. So who do you get a lot of visitors to your museum?
No, it's like I say, I'm in the Nashville, Tennessee area. I'm about 30 miles south of downtown Nashville.
Okay.
But there are a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of people in this area that do still play it. But as far as anybody actually coming to see it, every once in a while somebody will.
Yeah. Right.
But what I do mostly is I have put together what I call an Art of the Buzz art show.
An Art of the Buzz art show?
Yeah.
Like what's this? Okay.
Which I've done in 2 art galleries in the last 3 years.
Okay.
And it's really just it's a collection of my vintage game boards, and then it's a collection of the figures.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a collection of the regular teams. I have a collection of custom painted teams, custom figures.
Right. Okay. Okay.
And so I take old vintage game boards and redo the graphics on them too.
Okay, so it's you've got the full experience, so to speak. Well, Joey, you were asking before. I mean, about female players. Now, do you have a lot of females that play this?
Not a lot. There are some. I mean, I know 2 or 3.
Yeah, okay. But it's a guys thing.
Again, it's mostly guys.
Yeah.
Now,
okay.
as far as the leagues, the high competitive leagues, there are 4 or 5 areas in the country where they have the leagues that have 30-something guys playing.
Right.
They get together several times during the year. We also have a series of tournaments.
Okay.
And there's a series of tournaments called the Tournament of Champions.
Right. Okay.
Which is probably the most popular, the one that most people play by and play in. So every time you have about 5 or 6 of these tournaments every year, and you have 30, 40 guys that come play in these tournaments.
That's
every year.
wild. Yeah, wasn't that crazy? I mean, again, I thought this was just something in my past. It was all gone, and then no, it's been going on the entire time. I mean, I tell you what. I mean, now I'm looking for like GI Joe groups and everything, and I must have a toy room in my house and not come out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like you. I played when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I played it for 3 or 4 years, and then I got away from it. I mean, I was away from it probably for 25 years.
Right.
And then in '97, I saw the game again on a Kmart or a Toys R Us shelf.
Right.
And I bought it again. And then, of course, this was about the time that the internet was getting to be real big too.
Sure. Right.
And so I found. Miggle Toys was the company that was making the game then, and they had a website, a forum, and I got involved in that, and they had started having a series of conventions. They were having annual conventions.
Yeah,
I think the first one was in '95, and they held annual conventions up until 2010, 2011.
That's pretty wild stuff.
And that's where I got real involved in it, and going to different areas of the country and meeting a lot of other people were still playing and everything.
Yeah, well, it certainly is. It's eye opening, and again, I didn't realize all this was still going on out there. If people want to check out your museum, again, I guess they can go on. You have a website too, right? Or I mean, you have a Facebook page. How can people visit your museum online? What's your website?
The web address is nefgm.org.
NEF, National Electrical. Okay,
Museum.
Okay, say that again one more time.
Yeah. NEFGM.org. .org.
Okay, nefgm.org to check it out. Yeah, well, I tell you what, again, you've re-sparked my childhood, and like I said, I'm looking forward to getting my players up. At first, I had to put them all back together because, again, my kids smashed them, and the dog ate them, and all my preservation wasn't as good as yours, so it's going to take me a little time. But hey, I want to thank you for joining me, and thanks for enlightening us and making me feel better about my future and that I can bring my childhood back.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. All right.
All right, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Wow, a lot of people, and I don't know. I mean, what in the heck is this all about? I don't. And I mean, they just don't understand, Joey. I mean, there's certain things. It's kind of like if you were passionate as a kid about, easy bake ovens or something like that, and you got rid of your easy bake oven that you used to cook cakes with, over a light bulb on, but okay, I'm a grown up now. I'm moving on to a regular stove or a regular oven, so to speak, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, you find out that there are people all over the place still making cupcakes over a light bulb. I mean, now, would that not be the same type of feeling that I'm having right now, or am I just really losing it?
You might be losing it.
Yeah.
Now, as a boy, I didn't have Easy Bake Oven, but I had another thing called Creepy Crawlers.
Right.
It was basically the exact same oven, except they painted it lime green.
Yeah.
And you would put plastic goop in these metal trays, and you would make your own toys.
Yes, I had that too, and it was hot.
And it would also make fumes for you to huff, and you'd probably up and die.
And you'd peel them out of the little mold. Is that what you would do? It was, I mean,
I had all the goops. I had the glow-in-the-dark goop. I had one kit that actually made a skeleton with all the organs as well.
Oh, nice. I like that.
I love that one. It was a spooky one when you turn off the lights and all his organs would glow.
There's a point in time, though, where you just think to yourself, my childhood is gone. It's over with. But this is it was like Christmas morning. All of a sudden, there may be just masses of people out there still playing with all the toys that we grew up with that we're okay to re-experience now. I already told you about the bubble hockey, okay? I mean, that's my huge passion. Now I've got electric football. If I can find a G.I. Joe group, I swear to you, I'm just going to go back to being 4 years old.
And to tie that together, the creepy crawlers, when you're huffing the chemicals,
yes,
that is a type of tweaking, and you become a drug addict, and exactly the same word is used for electric football. When you move the little plastic prongs that stick out of the bottom of the footballs, that's called tweaking. You're tweaking your players to make sure they run in a specific direction.
Right.
Oh, man, I have learned so much. I watched an entire video about tweaking while we were doing this interview.
I thought you were like playing Wordle. You were actually watching the game?
No, Wordle's too hard for me. They got to make it's only 3 letters. That 5-letter Wordle is too hard.
Yeah, I know. And they're always stupid words. Well, the thing about electric football, and I guess we won't talk about it too much longer, even though that we have, is that once you turn the board on, it doesn't matter if you have all these guys set up. All hell breaks loose, and they flop around and go. It's kind of like you're electrocuted. Imagine putting a gerbil on a hot stove. Now Peter's going to be mad, but just imagine it. And it's flopping around on the hot stove. That's electric football. You put these little guys on an electric board. You turn it on, and it starts vibrating like crazy, and they fly all over the place. But they were like really realistic little guys. Okay, that's what you can't do that with Madden. Okay, you can't make your little Madden players fly around like they're being electrocuted.
And we were talking about how women don't really get into electric football.
No.
But I'm thinking of that scene from Howard Stern's movie, Private Parts.
Oh, that was,
when they lay the bass speaker on the ground and the woman sits on it. There's got to be some sort of thing that they could do with electric football. Well, we could go to a Meanies with our beautiful ladies, have them sit on an electric football game, and see if they enjoy the game a little bit more.
Right. I think that's a great idea, because even before I came in here today, my wife, who I'm not bringing up on the show more than 18 times today, she said, "What are you talking about today?" And I said, "Well, we're talking about electric toys." And she says, "Oh, are you?" And I think it's not that kind of electric toy. It's an electric football game. So I think the interest is there, even if they don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find one that I can buy immediately this very second.
You can buy mine. I'll give it to you.
They're not all over the place.
No, they're vintage. I tell you, they're hard to find. And you had the little players, and they would come in different. And I'll tell you something else that's going to bore the hell out of people. Before the Carolina Panthers, I came up with my very own team called the Phoenix Panthers. And my team was the uniforms were the exact same color of the Carolina Panthers now. And this was about 40 years before the Carolina Panthers. I think I think Rory Wallace, that lived up the street from me, I think he spied on it. Now, he works for the Panthers. He stole my idea, and he's probably like a billionaire now. Have I been chill today?
You've been so chill.
I mean, I'm feeling chill. I kind of get that kind of like the buzz going. I go, settle down, Todd.
If you listen to the Saturday at 5 p.m. show and you find that it's a little too chill, I'll double speed the Sunday show.
I love that.
And we can decide if people like the chipmunk Todd or not.
It's a variety, and that's what we bring here. We bring right minds and right variety. That's not a very good slogan, though. Well, have you had a good time today?
I had a wonderful time.
I had a great time, too. You know what I always say, don't you? If you don't have a right mind, you don't have a mind at all. Till next time, I'm Todd Showalter, along with my very bestest buddy in the whole world, Joey V. This has been The Right Mind Show, and we'll see you soon next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to The Right Mind Show with Todd Showalter. To find out about all things Todd, go to toddsprod.com. We will see you next Saturday night at 5 p.m. and Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. right here on 101.9, 94.1 News Talk STL, and always streaming online at newstalkstl.com.